McManus here at Dream Guitars in sunny North Carolina. It is very sunny today. It always is when I come here. It's always a great place to visit. I played there a 4-part Strathspey, an old Scottish fiddle tune called the Braes of Mar. A bray in Scotland is a hill, and Mar, I think, is on the Isle of Skye. So this is the Braes of Mar, and it's a Strathspey. This is a dance form that's unique to Scotland. And it's beautifully syncopated rhythm. It's very heavily dotted, accented. So this is not a tune you want to play nice and evenly, because it isn't. It is nice, but it's not even. Let me just play the melody of the A part. There's 4 parts, but there's an element of data compression. This is a pattern in Scottish tunes. If you have a 4-part tune, the first and the third parts are often related, and the second and the fourth parts are often related, and this is the case here, but the relationships between those parts are really nice, really interesting. So the first part, the melody, is this. There you go, very concise. You'll notice a lot of hammer-ons and pull-offs, and that is a beautiful thing. It renders the whole Strathspey repertoire as very accessible on the guitar. I think if you can do that kind of thing, and I'm just randomly doing hammer-ons and pull-offs. If you can do that, you can play Strathspeys. So get into the habit of practicing that kind of thing. I often think it's a bit of a misnomer. Hammer-on, you don't have to hammer anything. We all have beautiful guitars that will sustain for a week. So it doesn't have to be too vigorous, but you want to just nail the second note of the 2. I guess the hardest one is going to be with your little finger. You have to develop, if you're not lucky enough to be born with it, you have to develop a little bit of strength. So here's an exercise for that. This is an ornament that a student asked me about recently, and I thought, well, let's just extract this from the arrangement and just do it on its own. That was what was involved. So let's slow it down. You're doing a hammer-on, pull off, and then with your little finger onto the next string, the lower string. But I'm just tapping it, I'm not plucking it. It's an awful thing to listen to, but it's useful. It'll develop strength. That's what that's about. So the first part of the tune, that simple melody, and all I do really is add a bass line. And I try to keep it interesting by not having it fall on the 1 and the 3 or the 2 and the 4. So it swings a little bit. There's a little bit of harmony. So another useful thing to develop is this vocabulary, if you like, of scales in intervals. So I finished there, but the bass line is there to kind of fill out the arrangement, to keep it light. These are dance tunes. They shouldn't be heavy. You should just... It should flow nicely. And then the second part, I move up to this beautiful, incredibly useful industrial D chord here. I love this shape because it's so much of a launch pad. There's a sus4. There's a sus2. There's a major 7 that we're going to use. There's a dominant 7. There's a minor. There's a minor 7. So, all within a very easy walk of that shape. There's the melody. Another couple of hammer-ons. So I just moved that D shape there, and it's now an E minor. And then when I come back down, you could go back to the D, but again, to spice it up a little, I go back to a D major 7, take the octave, and flatten it by a minor second. Flatten it by 1/2 step. Now we come to the third part, which I love. Very often I find the third part of 4-part Scottish tunes, it's the third part that's the key. And this, for no very good reason, the whole thing modulates to E minor. So the melody is here. Again, the same ending as the first part. So that's the third part. Again, the bass line, trying to keep it away from the 1 and the 3 or the 2 and the 4, just to make it more interesting. And finally, the fourth part, which I've suggested was related to the second. It's the second, the start of it is the second part taken down an octave. Remember, we were up here. All those lovely open strings. What could be easier? So the repeat of the fourth part, you just go back up, you climb back up the stairs. Here's the repeat. So there you are, an exercise in hammer-ons and pull-offs and Strathspey rhythm. It's the Braes of Mar.